Good morning. This is WXON, Detroit, Michigan, beginning another day of scheduled telecasting.
Yes, sir, we promised you a great man tonight. Andre, the giant.
WrestleMania!
Hulkamania is running wild.
My God, what a run!
The world is watching.
Has been paid for by the new Wakuian Order.
Etep here. I know you've been asking for it, so we've got it. You want that new Wakuian Order merchandise? Here it is. T-shirts, mugs, towels, hoodies. It is all there. Tote bags, ladies and gentlemen. And if the new Wakuian Order's not your thing, well, we've got something for that, too. We've got the old school Going In Raw, the Place to Be Reviews Egyptian logo. We've got the Etep and Mini Etep shirt. We've got tank tops. Monday Night Going In Raw, no protection required. We've got leggings. Ladies and gentlemen, it's there if you want it. If not, just subscribe. It's free. It always will be. Thank you very much.
Communications in Detroit.
A detective is torn between murder and romance when he walks on dangerous ground. Tonight's late movie at 12:30 on TV 50.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Etep right back here with you, the Place to Be Reviews Live. Good Friday morning, the end of a week. We got 4 shows in this week. Yesterday, I had to cancel last minute. I do apologize, no announcement or anything, but I had to go out and do some work with the old man, and I got to see some really nice cars. Like I said, the old man and his buddy have got a hell of a car collection going. You know, Shelby GT and Mach 1, and my dad just got a 351. It's a 71 Boss 351. And there's a what else? I was looking. He's got a 72. Mine's up on the rack. I got to get my Oldsmobile out. But there's a. I'm looking at this 72 Chevy Nova SS. Oh, it's for sale too, and I sat in it, and he's like, "Turn it on." I'm like, "All right." So I turn it on. It's got an LS1 Corvette motor in it, and I'm just like, roof open. It's not a convertible, but it's got like the old school like sunroof. It folds back. Oh my God, it's all black. Yeah. I told him, I said, I'll give you my olds as a down payment on this thing. I told the wife, I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy it. The fuck you said? Maybe I'm not gonna buy it. Let me welcome this chat. We got Horny Alf, hail, Brutal Morningwood, Shalom, Time Prophet, Godzillionaires here. Oh, but yeah, I got some sun yesterday. Arms were a little bit red, but I didn't get burned. Thank God, because I'm going, like I said, I'm going tomorrow morning. I'm leaving and going to get my tattoo tomorrow afternoon. So, just building a 3D card. Nice. Having convertible recently, John. It's nice. It's not a full convertible. It's got like it's like a moon roof now, you know. But yeah, it's like all covered and you just fold it back. It's really cool. But like you still got like a roof, you know. It's just like it's a big ass opening. I'll share some pictures in a bit of it, but yeah, it's super nice. I really like mine is like a bike out of 85 Olds Delta 88 Royale Broham. It's like a big ass long, like it's built on like a Cadillac frame. It'd be like a Fleetwood, because those were built in the same assembly line as if you know anything about GM, General Motors. Yeah, Oldsmobiles, all those Buicks, Caddies, those were all built on the same assembly lines in Flint Town. So a lot of them anyway back in the day. I could do that. I could do that on the way to Indiana tomorrow. Stream from the car. Morning, Bone. Hail, brother. Welcome. Morning, brightest day. Good to see everybody. Just kind of letting people file in here as we just got going. I was talking about some of the muscle cars I was looking at yesterday after I was done working at the old man's house. I know GM went to shit. Used to be awesome back in the 90s and back. Yeah, it's just like Chrysler. It's just like Chrysler. After, well, they let the Italians bought Chrysler. Fiat bought them. And now I can't even remember who owns it now. I don't work for them anymore. I don't care. It makes Godzilla make sure you clap. I'll be like, I am not a grifter, folks. I am not. It's not a car video or a Jeep video. It's a truck video again. I'm back to making truck videos again. It feels much better. I'm not gonna lie. We have we had somebody sign up on Subscribestar. Email me or DM me because it doesn't give me their Fiat still owns them. I thought they sold them. Yeah. Make sure you send me your information, whoever our supporter is over there, so we can send you your welcome pack. Midnight's Oblivion. What's going on? Hail. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. I've got a Volhall. Is it a Volhall? Corsa. I think that's a muscle car. What year? What year is it? I'm going to do a car video for my Power Wheels Jeep. I should do that. I'm too fat to get in Trey's fucking. I can't say that anymore. I'm not. But my weight is still too much to sit in his Power Wheels Jeep, or else I would. It'd be fucking hilarious. Because he's got one that's like kind of lifted up. That's up at our cabin. I could do it from up there. I think that'd be really funny. But we Vauxhall. It's an 05. I don't even know what that is. Now I'm going to look that up. I am right now. We're looking this up because I'm curious. And it's the first one that comes up. Let's see. Okay. It kind of reminds me like, what is that? It would be similar to what, like a smaller like Subaru, something like that, like a Subaru, like one of the not like the wagon style, but like the I don't know, was that considered it's a sports car, obviously. But what's up, Gap After Dark? Hail, good to see you. Let's see. All right, so that's a nice ride. I can't drive like cars like on a regular basis. Like the car I have is like bring it, like the kid wants me to take him to school and every now and then, or just bring it out on like a nice sunny day and go driving around. But yeah, like I used to drive cars, like, and I just after that it's like I had a couple Chrysler 300s, and I've had trucks ever since, trucks or SUVs. But where I need 4-wheel drive though, especially in the winter. Sorry, I just got to be able to haul stuff too. My kayak trailer, and I'm looking at campers and shit. What up, super fan? Oh, you got one of those eco diesels? How do you like that? Like I know the gas mileage are all right. I know that. But I get the same gas mileage with my freaking Jeep as my Grand Cherokee as I do my Ram. Like it's the same. It's literally, the difference is so negligible. I'm like, why would I even? Why do I need a no? I'll never drive an electric vehicle. After I moved to Asia, I just stuck to walking and bike. Forget the cars. Well, dude, yeah, if you can, absolutely. Hey, yeah, we're over here on Bounding. Remember Cleopatra? Black Cleopatra, that is. Yeah, so Adele James dismisses Egyptian complaints about docuseries race swapping. It says blackwashing isn't a thing. Well, I guess there's a couple schools of thought on that, and one of them is that that's utter bullshit, and that's a lie, a blatant lie, as it were. And the other is that it's a lie, and it is just a blatant lie. When you live anywhere else than a city in the U.S., you require a car. And even the smaller cities, Midnight's Oblivion, I mean, even then, you still need a car to get around half of those because, so I live in a city of about, 8,000 people, and it's still pretty rural. I mean, there's it's not rural, but I mean, things are spread out. So yeah, here, I mean, you have public transit, but I mean, yeah, walking is, I mean, there is people that I see them all the time, but not in the winter. Fuck that. If you don't have a car, you need a gun to get on the train. And I mean, isn't it illegal to have a gun over there where you are, Time Prophet? I didn't think you could have guns. Or is that Australia I'm thinking of? One of those places. Oh, goddamn. So yeah, blackwashing isn't a thing. Yeah, we know about the backlash. There's the lawsuit towards this series. Of course, Jada Pinkett Smith would be involved in this. I mean, God damn. Look at there's Token. There's Token White. There he is. We found Token White. Yeah, so this asked by the eponymous host for her opinion on the fact that people are mad about Cleopatra being blackwashed. The British actress replied, blackwashing isn't a thing, is it? At this point, a bit of technical difficulties caused some of James' response to be cut off, but when her microphone kicked back in, she could be heard asserting, I find it sad that people are either so self-loathing or so threatened by the blackness, they feel the need to do that, to separate Egypt from the rest of the continent. Well, it's not separating Egypt from the rest of the continent. It's not separating Egypt. It's their fucking heritage. They're not sub-Saharan. That's not sub-Saharan Africa. I feel like Zack Snyder. We talked about this. This is she was Macedonian. Yeah, there are a lot of white well, they were chased out of. We don't need to get into the semantics of South Africa and what's going on there. Oh, you're absolutely okay. You're right. Sorry about that, confusion. Time Prophet. Oh yeah, to get on the train here. Yeah, well, I mean, you just hope there's a Marine around to take the breath away of any vile criminal allegedly in Minecraft. No, Egyptians aren't black. They're not. That's the problem. See, and that's what these people don't understand that try to use this argument, that straw man. Africa is not a country, it's a fucking continent, But yeah, they want to act like the entire continent is, sub-Saharan, and it's not. It's not. There's a lot of variance. So that's like I said, just it's a straw man. Blackwashing, we've seen it for decades. Kingpin was never black, was not nice. Fury, Nick Fury, yeah. I got you, Shawhan. I got you, Pop. Damn it, Cyclops. Yeah, blackwashing is a thing. We've seen it for decades. Kingpin was never black. Nick Fury wasn't either. But look, today we're saying our hearts in the middle of our chest now. What the fuck? Yeah. So this is the problem. Yeah. Well, nobody ever really had a problem with Ving Rhames playing. It wasn't Ving Rhames. It was Michael Clark Duncan. I'm sorry. Michael Clark Duncan played him, and he played him very well in a shit movie. That wasn't the problem. There were so many other problems with that movie. But yeah, it was a race swap. And then, Nick Fury became black. Apparently, the MCU wasn't ready for the Hoff as Nick Fury. The royalty of Egypt at the time of Cleopatra were descended from Macedonian Greeks. Yeah, they were Macedonian. And they weren't black. That's the olive Mediterranean complexion, but not black. Not by any stretch. That's like saying Italians are black. That's not a thing. I'm waiting for that one for the well, we were the first Italians because they've been the first like Asians, they've been the first Irish. According to The Witcher, they were Polish, which, like I said, is somebody with Polish ancestry. That makes me laugh. They're not claiming Russians yet, which I think would be absolutely hilarious. But hey, have a good one, Time Prophet. Oh, John Wayne was great at playing Genghis Khan. Yeah. Well, listen here, Pilgrim. Me and the rest of these here Mongolians are going to take over this city, see? I don't know, folks. I don't know. God damn it, John Wayne. Let's see. Following a brief discussion about her process preparing for the overall, Ayers then inquired with James about whether or not the fact that nobody has seen it yet, but everybody is bashing it, has been the biggest career obstacle for you. There was absolutely a lot of people saying very horrible things, but it definitely wasn't everyone, she said. I think it's so important to remember that, like, in the grand scheme of things, there were some people who lost their minds over it, but there was a lot of really positive responses immediately as well. And it's remained. It's consistent. People are so excited. I'm getting messages all the time. Sure you are. I'll take things that never happened for 5,000, Alex. Is that a thing? Can I do that? Can I go to 5,000? No, we'll do it anyway because it never happened. I'll guarantee you it never happened. This is just like the person in the store who says that they went up to somebody with a MAGA hat and they screamed at them and, pissed themselves and licked a toilet seat and glued their hands to a wall to protest in favor of veganism and to bash the orange man. You know what I mean? It never happened. Never, unless there's video evidence, it never happened. James Cromwell glued himself to a counter in Starbucks, or tried to, but oh, what a moron. Anyway, like, you're 80-something years old and you're like an activist. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, dude, just enjoy the rest of your time. Don't be an idiot. But this is the biggest thing I've had to deal with in the public sphere, she then noted. It's the most I've had to navigate personally as an actress, and this definitely has elevated my profile considerably on an international scale. The biggest show I had done before this was a television program here in the UK, the long-running British soap opera Casualty, that does have repeats in other parts of Europe, but several years down the line. In the UK, it's big, but outside the UK, it's not as big. So this is like a whole nother scale of project for me. I would say it's not wholly negative, Adele added. And actually, as time has gone on, those voices have gotten quieter and quieter. Well, no, they haven't. But it was never aimed at her. It's not her fault. Ayers broached the topic of the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Archaeology's recent criticism as competing with the simplest historical facts in the writings of historians, to which James responded with dismissive laughter. Of course she did, because she's probably a narcissist. Yeah, I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's quite funny. The actress explained with her knee-jerk response. It's quite funny. The level of threat you must feel just on my skin tone. See, that's deflection. To file a lawsuit against an entire streaming service, that to me is really extreme. It's a really extreme reaction. Well, it's their history. It is Egypt's history that you're fucking with. Like, that's the problem. And yeah, Midnight's Oblivion, you're right. It will fall into obscurity, but we always, this is the problem with what we do as commentators is we talk about things, and a lot of times we keep them more relevant than they do of their own volition. You know what I mean? Hail, good stuff. What's going on, bro? Yeah, this is, like I said, they're this revisionist history, rewriting of history for the sake of inclusion. It's sad. This does a disservice to the country that is being, in Egypt is a country, Africa is a continent. They're two different things. Egypt happens to be a country on the continent of Africa, which somehow, according to all these idiots, makes them beholden to the rest of Africa, or what people think they should be beholden to. Poor Brits and their woke BBC, right? The BBC is just garbage. I mean, let's be honest. It's absolutely just utter garbage. Nothing is not. It's like PBS here. It's just trash. Like straight up just trash. God. Yeah, we've got some other good stuff to get to, but let's see if there's anything else worth talking about in this article. James would then reveal that her defense of Netflix's race swapping was rooted in contemporary notions of race politics, claiming that the response from the Egyptian people was 100% fundamentally rooted in racism, which is a very modern ideology. The ancient Egyptians, they don't think about race like we do, because she's an expert in ancient Egypt now, apparently, too. Because race has only really been contextualized since we understand since the transatlantic slave trade, she argued. Understand it since the transatlantic slave trade, she argued. That's not how people thought back then, right? So it's really bizarre, but to me, I find it very sad. I feel for them. Well, who was okay? And we've again, we've talked about this. Who started the slave trade? Who started taking slaves in the first place? It wasn't white Europeans. It was the tribes who would take over the smaller ones and use them as slaves, and then started selling them to the Portuguese. The Woman King was a work of fiction for the most part. I mean, all this nonsense is revisionist history to get us off topic and to take the younger generations and indoctrinate them and make them think that this is the way things actually were. That white people were going, through the jungle and pulling out these. That's not how it happened, because, and Chris Fisk's talked about this too with me. It's the life expectancy of some white European trudging into the jungle was like 15 minutes. You were going to die. You were going to get bit by something. And there is more black slavery in the world today than there ever was. And it's still going on over there. But that's an inconvenient truth. Yeah. Tolbat says, better question. Who still owns black slaves today? Exactly. It's still happening on a larger scale now than before, but that's just like the mass shootings in every major city every weekend, like Chicago. But I'm a racist for citing Chicago, citing crime statistics, because I just use that to fit a narrative. No, the city needs help. There's a problem, and it's not with legal gun owners. So, and this all ties into this ideology, this revisionist history, all this bullshit. And this is ridiculous. Yes, black Africans sold slaves to outsiders. Absolutely. That's exactly how it happened. And the ones that there was a lot of sacrifice. That Dahomey tribe, they sacrificed more people than any other tribe to their whatever sun god or whatever they were worshiping. That Queen's story is the opposite of actual history. She was the one who captured and sold her own to what? Yes! You're correct. More slavery now than ever in the history of the world. Yeah. The Portuguese and Spaniards, but they were also considered what? Yeah. Well, yeah, Spaniards. Yeah, it was like, it was the French that were trying to stop them. You know, it's funny too, because that movie, the trailers make it look like they just massacred the French. And I read up on that, and it's like they got slaughtered every time they fought the French. Like they fought an entire battle, and the French lost, like, I think it was like 5 to 8 people, and the Dahomey lost like hundreds. I mean, you're charging into you're going literally with knives to a gunfight, you know, basically like a spear, a bladed weapon to a gunfight, you know, that's not going to end well. I mean, and I say that because this is just, it's wrong to do this, because it's done for nefarious reasons, obviously, to make a race of people look worse in the eyes of younger generations, to instill this weird sense of white guilt out of equity, which equity is not what you want. You want equality, but no, they want equity of outcome. And equity is not equality. That's not the same thing. They're not. And it's just, like I said, it's disingenuous and it's wrong to teach people revisionist history. It really is. I don't I don't support that at all. Quick before we go into our first break, next week, what the hell's going over there in the camera? It's just lighting. Okay, I'm tripping. Next week, I've got to teach on Tuesday and Friday in the morning. Well, all day. So those days probably won't have a morning show, but I will try to get videos. I'll get some videos. We'll get a few videos out. And we're still working on the Image and Yuri video. That's still going on over there. So yeah, but we're gonna go into our first break, and we'll be right back. Let's see here. What are we gonna do? Let's do this one. Dr. Wein. We haven't heard from Dr. Weingart.
For over 15 years, Dr. I. Weingart, specialist in foot surgery, has been serving the community with quality work. Dr. I. Weingart is a specialist in foot therapy. Free consultation, and with most health insurance card holders, there's no charge for office visits, foot surgery, and no hospitalization is required for 90% of foot surgeries. Let Dr. I. Weingart's husband and wife family-oriented business and well-trained staff take care of your personal needs. Hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 to 5 p.m. Call Dr. Weingart today at 933-5400.
All right, back over here on Bounding. Big shout out to Bounding in the Comics. Let's see here. So, Bobby Iger. Legal analyst claims the Walt Disney Company's CEO Bob Iger's recent comments have massive implications that could include criminal penalties and billions of dollars at stake. I would love to see Disney get hit with something like this. This would be just, it would be beautiful. It really would. So legal analyst and host of the YouTube channel Legal Mindset, Andrew Esquire, recently claimed the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger's recent comments during the company's Q2 2023 earnings results webcast have massive implications that could include a civil law, criminal penalties, billions of dollars at stake, and frankly, trillions of dollars for Walt Disney in the future. He just looks like a tool. During the Walt Disney Company's Q2 2023 earnings result webcast, Iger was questioned about the Walt Disney Company's ongoing legal battle with the state of Florida over the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Iger said, "First of all, I think the case that we filed last month made our position and the facts very clear, and that's that this is about one thing and one thing only, and that's retaliating against us for taking a position about pending legislation. And we believe that in us taking that position, we are merely exercising our right to free speech." Correct me if I'm wrong here. Oh, look, Josh Gad. What a fucking just. Ugh. Josh Gad is like a worse Jonah Hill when Jonah Hill was fat. I don't think corporations have a right to free speech. I think that's individual rights. I don't know how that works with corporations, but I'm sure we'll get into that here. Also, this is not about special privileges or a level playing field or Disney in any way using its leverage around the state of Florida. But since there's been a lot said about special districts and the arrangement that we had, I want to set the record straight on that too, Iger relayed. He continued, there are about 2,000 special districts in Florida, and most were established to foster investment and development, and we were one of them. It basically made it easier for us and others, by the way, to do business in Florida. And we built a business that employs, as we've said before, over 75,000 people and attracts tens of millions of people to the state. So while it's easy to say the Reedy Creek Special District that was established for us over 50 years benefited us, it's misleading to not also consider how much Disney benefited the state of Florida, he argued. Well, yeah, it has, but what you're doing is, yeah. Okay, so they are considered individuals. All right, I did not know for sure if they were. It's enough you want to go back in time, find the amoeba that becomes humans and boil it, right? Yeah, this is, I don't know. Let's read on. Also, we're not the only company operating a special district, he stated. I mentioned 2,000. The Daytona Speedway has one. The Villages, which is a prominent retirement community, and there are countless others. So if the goal here is a level playing field, then a uniform application of the law or government oversight of special districts needs to occur or be applied to all special districts. Well, this is the problem, Bobby. Not every one of these special districts that you've named, Daytona Speedway and the retirement community, the Villages, are out, as far as I know, promoting grooming. You know, that's the thing, Bob. They're not promoting that. They're not promoting a nefarious agenda on kids and trying to tell them. And this is the thing. And like I said, I'm a libertarian. I don't care if you want to have drag shows, but there doesn't need to be drag shows with kids there. You want to have all the drag shows you want in front of adults behind closed doors or whatever, you know, or at festivals for adults. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kids, why do you crave, if you mean no harm, then why do you crave an audience of children is what we should ask these drag proponents, you know. And then they'll, well, you're just a bigot, blah, 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 blah. You're afraid of. No, I'm not afraid. Trust me, it's not fear, it's disgust. It's not fear, it's disgust that you want to do this in front of kids. That's my problem. And then I've seen the straw man, well, you take kids to Hooters. I don't take my son to Hooters. No, I don't. He doesn't need to see a bunch of scantily clad women with daddy issues. He'll see that soon enough. It's called college. You know, you show me a young woman who's conservative coming out of high school that goes to college and comes out the other side with half her head shaved, a bull ring, and blue hair, and now she's out, you know, hating her parents for providing her with everything. Because trust me, I grew up with two of them. They're my younger sisters. And that shit, this whole, and this is a product of, it starts at the small scale with the schools, and then it, you know, the corporations, it bleeds into everything. And this is where it's already been this has been happening forever, as Tolbat said. And most haven't realized that this has been going on for years and years, and people think this just started. The floodgates may have just opened on the wide scale, but this has been going on for years. And the reason our side is so far behind the curve is because we turned a blind eye to it for so long. Just like the political dichotomy of left versus right, Republican, Democrat, so on and so on. You know, you've got to acknowledge that it's there. And when one side is operating with complete impunity and not abiding to any code of ethics or rules, and when they're caught doing something wrong and actually called out by the other side, there's virtually no punishment. Virtually none. That's the problem. That is the problem. There's no what happens. I mean, I'm not talking like on like an individual basis, legal ramifications for these, for say weirdos and kids. And I mean, we know that they once they're caught, they're convicted, tried, convicted, sent to prison. I'm talking who do you punish for this? Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on Matt Walsh. As somebody who was not a huge fan of Matt Walsh, I used to watch him a little bit here and there, not that much though. What an asinine thing to say. This is why the right loses in things like in situations like this. This is why the right loses, because there's more infighting amongst the people on the right. And Matt Walsh is an idiot. He's just like, I'm not a Ben Shapiro fan either. He lost me a long time ago. These guys are just corporate. They're just corporate shills. They are. That's exactly what he became. They all become the thing they swear to destroy. I'm hoping that, Tucker Carlson is a beaming ray of fucking hope in a sea of shite. When it comes to media personalities, yeah, that's it, Adam. We have proof of wrongdoing, yet nothing has changed. So, Dad, we live in a class society instead of just one. Yeah. I mean, look at the Ghislaine Maxwell and the guy that didn't Minecraft himself, Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, where's the list? Where's the list? Where's the flight logs? Where's the definitive, where's the client list? Where's Maxwell's, little binder or whatever? What's going on? She's going to walk. She's going to get out. I mean, it's a problem. And this all plays into why companies like Disney are able to operate the way they are and get away with the things that they do. Because nobody holds them accountable. Nobody holds them accountable for anything. And they're allowed to keep doing this. And we are like, hey, what are you doing? How is this happening? And yeah, they just turn their nose up, go back to what they're doing. And we're just left going, well, shit, like Grace Randolph, And Iger comes out and he makes some dumbass statements like this, Daytona Speedway, like Daytona Speedway's out putting on drag shows for kids, Bob. Come on. They're not. It doesn't happen. Although, as somebody who I used to be a NASCAR fan a little bit, I was a Tony Stewart fan. I like smoke, man. He was driving back in the day, you get out of the car and punch a motherfucker in the face. I'm like, that's my kind of NASCAR driver, But NASCAR even turned to shit when all this, all at once, like the knee-jerk reaction in 2020 to a criminal dying at the hands of another piece of shit criminal, because both of them were garbage. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that the reaction, the ripple effect across the board, all sports went woke. And I don't even like to say went woke, but they all just started bending the knee to pressure from a terrorist organization like BLM, a stated Marxist run by and started by stated Marxists, Patrisse Cullors and that other chick. And they just bent the knee to him. This organization made billions of dollars, and then all this shit just was like boom, running rampant. It was all just out in the open at that point, And we've done nothing to correct the problem. So, yeah. Let's see. And we all know there was no concerted effort to do anything to dismantle what was once called Reedy Creek Special District until we spoke out on legislation, he opined. So this is plainly a matter of retaliation while the rest of Florida's special districts continue operating basically as they were. Well, the legislation was aimed at protecting children. why does Pedro Pascal, like these glasses, like you look like you're getting ready to play canasta. Yeah. I think it is also important for us to say our primary goal has always been to continue to do what we've been doing over there, which is investing in Florida. I love how they tried to make it like they're anti-Florida now. DeSantis is being anti-Florida. I mean, come on, you know, Jesus, what a joke. What a fucking joke. This is pathetic. You know, this Iger, I would love to see some blowback on Iger and Disney. Just something really like you know, concrete that happens to them. Some form of punishment for their sins and transgressions. But yeah. So let's see what else we got. I don't really have any other stories, and just kind of chat because I do have to go to work in about a half hour. But good stuff. If you're still in the chat, did you send me that those clips? I don't know if I can't remember if you're still in the chat or not. But I was watching some other wrestling the other night, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about the whole debate, the AEW versus WWE debate, and the fans. It's funny because like I said, I was on Geek Getaway's stream Tuesday night, you know, and they're not the biggest AEW fans. So I'm you know, so I was kind of like, you know, the outlier with that. But I prefaced things, you know, by saying I'm not a homer for AEW either. Like, I criticized the shit out of them for a lot of the things that they do in the booking mistakes and Tony Khan being, you know, trying to be friends with his EVPs. Okay, good stuff. All right. I just wasn't sure. I want to make sure I didn't, because I looked and it wasn't there and I'm like, am I missing something? So, all right, cool. I just want to make sure, bro. I know you're dealing with other shit, so no problem, man. No problem. Hail Jew Beaumont, what's going on? Good to see you. But yeah, I just noticed like how gray this is as I look at it from a certain point of view. Looks distinguished though. The wife likes it, so I'm not dyeing it anymore. I'm just gonna let it, because I'm growing this all back out. I went into school. The first day I went in to teach, and I just had the goatee. The kids were like, "What did you do, Mr. Pete?" I'm like, Mr. Pete shaved his beard off because he got tired of it. I didn't like the way it was growing in, so I was like, I'll regrow it full in, and then because I had it trimmed down. And now I'm talking about facial grooming, and I was talking about pro wrestling. But I will be going to we'll be doing some coverage from some wrestling shows. Like I said, my buddy runs Super Shogun Pro Wrestling, and I'll be doing some broadcasts from there too, recording some videos. I have some video I'm gonna edit up. I shot yesterday out on my parents' property, and some pictures of some muscle cars. One of them I'm trying to convince my wife to let me buy, but I don't think she will. But it's a 72 Nova Super Sport with it's got an LS1 Corvette motor in it, and it's I don't know if you heard my stomach's growling back here because I need breakfast too. A gorgeous car. It's a 1970 Mach 1, and my dad has restored these and helped his buddy paint them and stuff like that. My dad's restoring a 71 Boss 351 Mustang right now. There's like a Shelby GT in there, and I've got some pictures of them all. Mine's up on because we've got hoists for storage in there, and mine's up on the top right now. My Oldsmobile, because like I said, I got an 85 Delta 88 Royale Brougham, big body, only 46,000 original miles, all original, but it's been restored. I still got to do a few little things on it. I'm gonna sand the frame and coat the frame of it. And I got to polish some chrome and stuff like that. It's got the original hubcaps and stuff on it, and it's all original stereo. I haven't changed anything yet. But my dad made me promise that I wouldn't change anything while he was still around. So it shall stay. Original while old Etep Wakui and Senior still around. But yeah, I'll go back to AEW for a minute, and then I do have to wrap here in a few. But Dynamite, I thought the other night was good. There's some good matches. There was good and bad. You know, like you said, the front half of the show was good. The Orange Cassidy matches I liked him at first, and a lot of it was I really like his entrance music. I really do. I've always liked that song, and then they used it in Wet Hot American Summer too, which was a great hilarious movie. And the series on Netflix was good too. But Orange Cassidy does more damage to the business than he's a liability, not an asset to the business. Hey, Tolbat, no more shows this weekend, gang. As like I said, I'm going to get tattooed tomorrow, so I'll be back. We'll be back Monday morning for a morning show, and then Monday night for Going in Raw, episode 254. I think it is already. Damn. Yeah. But no, AEW has a lot of positive things, and this Wembley Stadium show for them is going to be huge. They're going to go big league. But I'm happy they sold so many tickets, man. It's just I want them to tighten up that booking. I want them to utilize their talent. You've got guys like Brian Cage and guys like Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Cass. You got MJF. Luchasaurus. These are guys that are, even as much on, you got FTR, a good tag team, and they look like workers. These guys are built big, you got little bitches like Darby Allin and Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara going over on Giants. Like I said, Orange Cassidy squashed Big Bill basically with his hands in his pockets, but he struggled against Bandito and struggled against Daniel Garcia. Give me a break. Like there's no way. Hey, good luck, Tolbat. But yeah, that just bothers me. That whole like Darby Allin going over on these big guys. It's just ridiculous. Especially when it's clean. It's just ridiculous, and it makes your guys look bad. You're pushing the actual men that look like wrestlers to the background, and you're pushing to the forefront these little soy boys who don't belong in there. Gymnastics, synchronized gymnastics, and organized acrobatics inside a wrestling ring does not make you a wrestler. It does not. I'm sorry. With that being said, gang, I got a jet. I got to end it early today. I'm sorry. I know we got 10 in the chat. Please smash that like button. We've been losing some subs lately, so make sure you're still subscribed and share the channel with a friend. Don't just do it for me. Do it for everybody else, your other favorite YouTubers that you watch. Share the content out there far and wide, folks. We appreciate you. Let me say thank you to this chat because you guys were awesome this morning. As always, Horny Alf, Brutal Morningwood, The Time Prophet, Godzillionaire, Bone, Brightest Day, Audiobooks and Science Fiction, Tollbat, Godzillionaire, Midnight's Oblivion, Gap After Dark, Superfan, Adam Shawhan. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. I didn't really. Jew Beaumont was here too. Good Stuff was here. Thank you, my editor extraordinaire, Good Stuff. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, like I said, no shows the rest of the weekend. There'll be videos, I'm sure, of me getting tattooed tomorrow and a lot of pictures. But yeah, I'll be off. I'm probably not going to be on any stream Sunday night. I wanted to record the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, but I'm going to try this evening at some point to get a video done for Subscribe Star. I'm just going to give my thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy because because Tony's probably playing Legend of Zelda until his eyes are bugging out of his head. Enjoy that. Yeah, by the way, if you're a Legend of Zelda fan and you got Tears of the Kingdom, enjoy. The game looks wonderful, and I've heard nothing but good things. So, yeah, enjoy that. And I appreciate everybody, man. I have to say, and I don't say it enough, thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. That's it, gang. I'm done. And I was talking about the video. I'm going to try to edit up. I have some video of me on my quad out at not at Kevin Nash, blew my quad, or Shane McMahon, riding the quad around the back 40 at my folks' house, and down to where the bridge is out at the end of the road and shit. It's kind of cool. I'll take the 4-wheeler down there, and I videoed the whole ride. It was only like a 5-minute drive, but I can condense it, obviously, and do some time lapse. But yeah, I just got some fun footage I shot when I was out there yesterday working and cleaning their yard up for them. So that's it. I'm Etep Wakuian from The Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one. Love you guys.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
I could do this all day.